as you said, as Jan said, you've heard, my name is Božo. I'm Božo Krstajic. I'm working on University of Montenegro, and I'm going to show you some boring story about history, not so in the past, but history how we established the first internet exchange point in Montenegro. As I mentioned about Marco's presentation, probably we are able to implement IPv6 in our network and our internet exchange point, but we need knowledge, experience, and of course some funds. And we asked Marco in next days about how to help us to implement it. So, can I back to my presentations? So, my presentations, sorry. Yes, thank you. Dusan is my student. Dusan was my student. Thank you, Dusan. So, content of my presentation is about short history about internet exchange point, our present state, members, plans, and of course some conclusions. So Montenegro was one of the last country is in Europe, sorry, without any internet exchange point couple years ago. So our agency for electronic communications and and postal services has started some activities to promote benefits of internet exchange points and building some internet exchange points in Montenegro at the end of 2030. So of course they engaged the University of Montenegro to produce some feasibility study about that. And of course, me and my team from university made some feasibility study and finished that in April 2030. And of course, we had to validate some arguments, some details from our study, and we have some public debates about that on some events, especially in the biggest conference in Montenegro, InfoFest 2040. So the basic conclusion of our feasibility study was that we take priority of the benefits of internet exchange point over the commercial reasons. So we proposed that the academic environment, that's mean University of Montenegro, supported by ministry and agency, is optimal solutions for establishing the first internet exchange point in Montenegro. As we heard from Pavles in the last presentations, our telecommunication market is not so big, and we don't have so many ISPs, and they obviously was not needs to establish IXP without help of government and agency, of course. Based on that feasibility study, the Ministry of Information Society and Telecommunications prepared the information and recommendations for our government, and the government decided at November 2040 to make the first internet exchange point in our Center of Information System, our university. So, technical team of that center with SOX, Serbian IXP, thank you to SOX, help us to create the details about technical specification of the equipment and activities necessary for establishing the first IXP. So this is well-known scheme, I think. So we decided that our first IXP based on the Ethernet technology using root servers model as the separate IS number with unique unique IS for, and IPv6 and IPv4 for addressing, of course with some redundancy and connections with some servers for managing that IXP. So, since ISOC and IEITU have showed great interest and have expressed the readiness to help us for building our IXP, we had contact their representatives and organized some workshops at the on the Žabljak, as Jan said before, on some our international conference at the March of 2015, and on that conference we they gave us the final decision for IXP. Of course, these 3 days workshops has gathered the representatives of RIPE NCC, ICANN, France IXP, INEX, SOX of course, NIX for Czech Republic, Cisco, our center, of course, ministry, agency, and 2 local ISPs. And we appointed the July of 2015 like deadline for establishing our IXP. That means we spent almost 2 years just to, how to say, prepare all technical and other details for establishing IXP. And we recognize that we had to prepare location, that means data center of university, provide required infrastructure for power supply and telecommunications, of course, procure some equipment, you know, routers, switches, some hosts of servers, for servers, set up and configure that equipment, make organizational structure and some rules, and of course promote the IXP in local community, and after that provide some services. How we did it? First of all, we have how to say lucky that the biggest ISPs help us. The Telenor and Crnogorski Telekom have truly made the effort to help on the installing the first IXP and have agreed to together procure all equipment for ISP, and we solved one kind of the problem. Of course, University of Montenegro, in that case our computer center, prepare location in our data center and the resources for the implementation of necessary infrastructure changes for power supply, some optical cables, etc., came from the ITU, which helping the development of the first IXP. Of course, our agency supporting MIXP for staff development, and we have some training, and we are glad that NIX from Czech Republic provided us some training of BGP peering for our technical staff. And of course, ISOC will provide some switches for redundancy for our IXP, I hope, very soon. And at the May 2050, we obtained some IS number from RIPE, of course, some set of IP addresses, V6 and V4, and of course, we establish our website and some organizational structure. At the June 2050, location has been prepared and the equipment has been bring into place. And finally, on the 6th July 2050, almost 2 years ago, configuration of the MIXP was completed, and 2 ISPs, that means university and domain, were connected for IXP and some test work. And this is our IXP. It's not so big, but works. Some communication and some, of course, servers. And finally, we had opening ceremony of the MIXP at the 22 July 2050. Of course, our rector opened the internet exchange point. Of course, the Ministry of Information Society and director of agency were present in our, and they saw the details, heard details about EXP. Of course, I think that the synergy between university, the ministry, the agency, ITU, ISOC, RIPE, ICANN, Cisco, France, SOX, NIX, and of course local ISPs produced that we establish our first IXP. I think that is the success story. This is place of that. So, but we didn't finish work, of course, because we don't have some rules, we don't have some price list, some organization structure, how to manage that. And we decided start with some promotion work. That means that we start promotion work whole 2050, and we will start for that. And that promotion work characterized by the promotion of the IXP functionality, benefits, advantages, of course, through a call for all ISPs and other legal subjects which fulfill the conditions of connecting to connect to the IXP, and the service of monthly use, of course, was not be charged. And many of ISPs connect in that period for our MIXP. The next step was the establishing some board, some organization structure. The government of Montenegro established some advisory board at the end of September 2015, and the management board of the university approved the MIXP rules and some price list which proposed the advisory board at the end of the 2015, that's December of that year. And of course, we will prepare for work, and we start the last year and the 1st January. So the member of advisory board composed of the representatives from the, of course, IXP, that's mean myself, Agency of Electronic Communications, the ministry. In the past, that was Ministry of Information Society, but now that's Ministry of Economy, and of course, members or operators or ISP which are connected to some IXP. So we provide usually services, first of all, of course, peering on that bandwidth. Of course, we have root server, of course, paired with BGP, DNS resolving, because we are connected for the one node of F-root server in Montenegro. Looking glass, of course, peering matrix, and some traffic monitoring. We installed the IXP manager in that purpose. And the present state and members of our IXP now are University of Montenegro, Crnogorski Telekom, Telenor, MTEL, MNews. The first three top local ISPs are Crnogorski Telekom, Telenor, and MTEL. That means almost all users in Montenegro connected now on the IXP. So ongoing, we are preparing to connect governmental network. They connect physically, but not configured yet. They have some problems to do that. And of course, Telemak is the most broadband provider in Montenegro. And we negotiate currently for Orion. And of course, traffic is growing each day. This is some picture about IXP manager, about our traffic. And you know, we catch many benefits. First of all, we accelerate local internet exchange between local ISPs. Of course, we improve security of local communications. Of course, we reduce latency. We improve overall bandwidth for all ISPs. We improve the routing efficiency, relieve links for global internet access, improve the quality of internet access, of course, help technical startups and other developing relationship for the research for the whole internet local society in Montenegro. But we have to improve, we have to develop in the future. So we have some plans. First of all, we have to connect not almost all local ISPs. As you heard from Pavle, we have, I think, 16 ISPs. Many of that, provide to others internet, but we try to connect all of them. We have planned to establish, of course, some association of internet exchange point members to, to suggest us to improve something, to provide other services, etc., to introduce some new services. Of course, we plan to cache in global services and contents most commonly used in our local community, because, you know, we don't have so much local traffic and local data in Montenegro, and many of that data hosting in abroad. And we have planned to connect in with the neighbor ISPs, first of all to the SOCs, and if we can connect to them some global and some significant global ISP in Europe. So some conclusions and maybe some experience of the building of our IXP is that we think that our IXP was established in the right way, and thanks to the synergy of the considered participants, but should continue to be developed with the active participation of the all stakeholders and trends of the IST development, of course. And as we heard from the Marco, we have to improve that, especially in way of IPv6 development. Thank you so much, and I think that you have some questions for me. And excuse me, some corrections. The Bobatov cook is not 2,524, 23. Please. I was born, 1 meter. Okay?
Evo Božo, hvala. Are there any questions? Because we are half an hour ahead of the program. So you will be just sitting here for half an hour and nothing, no? Hisham, please.
Yep, hello. Hisham Ibrahim, RIPE NCC. First of all, thank you very much for the presentation and the lovely work you're doing with the eXchange. I just wanted to point out something very actually essential for exchanges to actually be promoted and known. I went to the website, tried to see the list of members or traffic graphs, couldn't really find any yet. It says under construction, which is something that I think would be useful to be worked on. Also, there are other places that you probably want to list your exchange. That is to attract more content and more operators to come in. So like PCH runs a IXP directory, PeeringDB, you do have a PeeringDB account, but maybe there could be more information in there. Just small things that will help promote the lovely work that you're doing. But other than that, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No? I still remember Žabljak and 1 meter of snow.
Yes.
But I'm really happy that this workshop resulted in
Yes.
in the birth of the new internet exchange point. Okay, so if there are no other questions,